I guess we did kind of weather the storm there at the end, but we still were able to come out with 2 points. So
when it starts going that way and they start putting the pressure, what do you do to try to be able to withstand that?
Well, you got to, try and kind of simplify things. Try not to get overwhelmed with the pressure. Kind of try and settle things down. And sometimes you kind of have to just work to get the puck out, maybe off the glass or something like that.
It doesn't help too to have Timmy behind you with the way the zone he's been in all year.
Yeah, obviously. We know when we have a breakdown or something, Timmy's been there most times to bail us out, so it definitely helps.
In some ways, when you're putting too much pressure on him in some of these games with these kind of nights like this?
Well, obviously we would have liked to have probably a better third period than we did, but I think if you ask him, it's part of his job, and I think he's happy doing it. So.
Does that take anything away, just the way the game ended there in the third period from the victory, just not feeling maybe as satisfied with the third period effort?
Oh, like I said, we probably would have liked to have had a little better third period, but they came hard, and we were able to weather the storm, and at the end of the day we still won, so we got to be happy with that.
It's kind of a desperation mode there on that third period, just jumping in front of pucks, doing whatever you can to get it out, and just kind of trying to ride it out.
A little bit, yeah. I think in that situation, sometimes that's the way it is. They're throwing everything at the net and getting bodies at the net, and you just have to try and do whatever you can to keep it out.
Oh, it was real important, especially 3 games before Christmas and at home. So we got to take advantage of that, and we have some games in hand too. And if we don't win them, it doesn't matter if you have.
Bergie, does the third period take anything away from the feeling of victory? Just that you kind of.
No, we have 2 points. Yes, they came hard. We were a little bit on our heels, but we found a way, and that's all that matters. Get those 2 points.
First 2 periods, you really brought a strong forecheck in, and it was a lot more aggressive nature deep. How much do you really attribute that to the success you guys had in the offensive zone tonight?
Yeah, I think moving our feet was a big key, especially against Washington. That's so fast, and they're good on breakout. And obviously they're great players. If you put pressure on them, sometimes they're going to cough up the puck, and it happens a couple times. And that was a big part of it. It was because we were being hard, moving our feet quick and getting there early, and having a good 5-man unit out there. And the first guy was there, but also I thought our support was great.
I feel like your line in particular has caught some momentum in the last couple of games. Seems like you guys are starting to see some production.
Yeah, it's fun to see, but gotta keep it going. Those past 2 games were great. I thought we really played well.
What were you doing? What allows you guys to kind of feed into that?
I think that's the past 2 games we already moved our feet more, but we were a lot better on forecheck and causing a lot of turnovers. And when you put pressure, like I said, on defense, if you have all the time in the world, they're great players and they're going to make the plays.
If you play with the puck in the offensive zone, then they really can't score from the other end. So that's your first job. Obviously, is to play good defense, but when you get it in their zone, be strong on the puck, make smart plays, and more often than not, you're going to spend a lot of time in there because those guys want to score goals, and it's no fun when you want to score goals. You're playing in your defensive zone on it.
Third period, I don't know how much you were
Yeah.
on the extreme side.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, I've tuned into that 24/7 show today, and it kind of showed the struggles they were having, and we've all been there. Our team's been there too at times where you might help play the other team, you can't get a win. So coming to the rink, I guess I knew where they're coming from, and I think that first period we had a great first period, and from there, they were trying to scratch and claw back, much like we've been trying to do here these maybe the last 3 or 4 games. We've been trying to play from behind.
Anything different that your line in particular is doing the last couple of games just to see more results? Anything that you guys are kind of focused on?
Yeah, the forecheck is it's been a huge difference maker. I think sometimes you think you're working hard and you think you're in the right spots and doing the right things, but you might be thinking a little too much, maybe hesitating a step slow, and I think all 3 of us are just hounding the puck everywhere it is on the ice, and if they make good passes through you, then just work hard and back check, but don't let them have easy lanes to pass, and if you're going hard at them, it makes their job all the more difficult. And when you create turnovers in the offensive zone, that's where you get scoring chances. So I just think that we've really been doing a better job of not sitting back and sort of trying to force the issue here.
You feel like you and Bergie had a pretty good two-man game going tonight too, giving it back and forth.
Yeah, and Rex is. He's so great at what he does. Even at my goal, that defenseman wasn't able to cut off that lane because Rex is right in front of the net, taking him away. So, he's just as important as anyone. He's great to play with, and obviously, anytime you create a turnover, Bergie seems to always be the first guy on it. So, it's a lot of fun to have that because you feel like if you're working hard and hitting and creating turnovers, then those two guys are going to be all over it too, and that's where you start to get some chemistry and some results.
Looking back on it, do you feel like you guys were a little conservative there in the third period?
Well, I think it's maybe a combination. The guys don't want to make the big mistake and have it end up in your net, and they were kind of all their chips were in. So I think the combination of those two things is kind of deadly sometimes. You spend a lot of time in your own zone, not wanting to maybe play your normal game because you feel like if you exude too much energy in the offensive zone, you might be playing your D zone for a bit too. So that's not the way you want to do it. It was good enough tonight, but I think the way to do it is to try to score that fourth goal and take over the game there early in the third, and that creates a way different game. You get that fourth one, it's ball game.
I couldn't find a good way to answer that one. I tried.
When you have a game like this where you build an early lead and you're kind of hanging on there in the third and you end up coming out with it, what's the emotion like after the game? Do you feel good about what you did early and have some reservations about the third, or just happy to have the 2 points?
Yeah, I was happy when it was over, and then now, just happy to have the 2 points. I'm not thinking very well today, and that kind of probably helped me in the third period. For whatever reason, it's one of those days I'm not thinking that well. I forgot about 5 things on my way out to the car on the way to the game. It's one of those days.
Usually have pretty good luck when that happens?
Oh, no, I don't know.
Just reacting?
I just don't overthink it either way. We're all human. Some days is different than others, and so I haven't really thought about. As far as getting the 2 points, I'm just happy to get the 2 points, and I haven't thought about whether I'm disappointed the way we played in the third. I'm just happy to get the 2 points right now.
On a personal level, you've had a lot of good games this year. Where does this one, in terms of how you felt out there, is this about as good as you felt? Or?
No, actually, I really had to force myself to work. Sometimes it just comes easy. In the first period and part of the second, I really had to force myself to work. In the third, by the time the third came around, I got into that working mode. It wasn't work anymore. The third was easy, but earlier on, I even in warm-ups, I just had to force myself to work. And my hand-eye, while not bad, it wasn't possibly as 100% crisp as it's been. That happens too. If everybody had perfect hand-eye every day,
It'd be a lot tougher to get a job.
If you had,
if everyone had it.
Yeah, but nobody does. Is my point. Look around, everybody. But like I said, it wasn't bad. It just I didn't feel the most comfortable. I felt.
How hard is it going from 2 periods where you have less consistent shot efforts coming on you to go into a third like that?
It wasn't a hard transition. I didn't really I didn't know what to expect in the third. I probably, I was on pace for 22.5 shots against after 2 periods. I pretty much knew that wouldn't be the case. I figured they'd probably get up near 28, 29 because they'd put on a third period push. I didn't realize the amount of shots they get, but actually I didn't realize the amount of shots they had until I looked up at the end of the game because I don't want to think about it.
Well, it certainly saved us. There's no doubt about that. It's unfortunate. We had a real good start, and thought we came to them very well in first. Second period, again, you knew they were going to come out better, and I thought we held our own and we still had our chances. I thought we had about 4 really good chances to score that 4th goal, and it never came. And So, you know, came out in the third, and we did exactly what we weren't supposed to do, and we're supposed to keep taking the game to them, and we just didn't do it. And it's unfortunate, you know, we played 40 minutes, and sometimes it's a bad start and good second and third, or tonight it was a bad third and good first and second. So we got to try and put 3 solid periods together here sooner than later.
Coach, can you just talk about Blake Wheeler's play of late, and just everything he's doing? He seems to really be thriving on that line. He said he's also trying to be more physical, and he feels that's leading to the chances.
Yeah, I think he's played well. You know, unfortunately, maybe his goal production isn't where he would like it to be, but he certainly is creating chances with his forecheck and his work ethic. Tonight, I thought he did a great job too on the back pressure and coming back hard against you know, the Ovechkin line with Backstrom, and he was a real solid skater for us tonight, and you know, back checked well and then forechecked well and then create some opportunities. So it was nice to see him get that goal. It was a real solid effort by Berge to even find him, and Wheels let it go at the right time.
Coach, talk about the start. Obviously, a real desperate hockey team coming in the Caps. How important was it? How much did it stress that you have a good start and get out after the game?
Well, you know, I think their desperation obviously showed in the third. You know, they're a pretty good hockey club, and you know, it's something you have to expect from a good hockey club when they're in a situation like that. But we also had been winless in our last 3, you know, and we had to show some desperation as well. So it was a challenge there to who was going to have the better start, and we did a great job, and fortunately we came out with 2 points.
Claude, in the past, Berge and Rex, have you know, you used them a lot with Marco as like a kind of a matchup line or against the top line. With Savvy out for a while, and what wasn't possible tonight, it seemed like it was maybe one of the first times that group played together in that role. I was wondering how you thought they did against.
Talk about the Berge line?
Yeah.
I thought they did well. Obviously, you know, they you know, until that second goal, I thought they had played him well, and you know, you can only hold a great player back for so long or so much, and he's going to get some opportunity. I think you want to make sure you give him the least amount as possible and the poorest opportunities that you can. And I thought overall that line did a pretty good job until they scored in the third. You know, we held them off the score sheet, and you know, again, not only are they good players, but they were a desperate team tonight, and we can't forget to give the other team credit because they played with a lot of desperation, and those are the things that happen.